if the year you'll be home by now. Come join the clownets. You'll float down here. We'll float down here.
What's up, all my kaiju friends and fans? This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room here in Greater Cincinnati. In this video, I'm going down a little different path with this one, and reviewing two Star Ace X Plus deforeal figures. It is the Star Ace X Plus deforeal Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th and Pennywise from the It movie, the new movie that just came out the last couple years. They're both actually pretty cool. I was surprised. We will start off by taking a quick look at the boxes, and let's do that right now. Alright, I'm back, everybody. Here are the boxes for these two deforeal figures. I like these boxes, the Star Ace boxes, for the non-Godzilla figures. Like the Kong Skull Island ones, the boxes were really cool, and these are really neat. I like the coloring on them and everything. The Pennywise one's really cool. It's got some nice pictures on either side. This is the actual figure I got in this box for my girlfriend. These were for my girlfriend, by the way, for our anniversary. She's a big horror movie fan, and I thought she might like them. And now she has X Plus figures, and actually she did like them, so she put them in her curio collecting cabinet, so it's pretty cool. But I do like the boxes on these non-Godzillas. It seems like the X Plus deforeal, the Star Ace figures. These non-Godzilla boxes have been really cool in my opinion. Alright, I'll bring the figures forth. Let's do that right now. Alright, everybody, here they are, the Star Ace X Plus deforeal figures of Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th movie series and Pennywise from the It movie series, the more recent one. This is from the more recent series, not the remake, not the original that was in like 1990. Like I said, these were for my girlfriend for her our anniversary, and she loved them, and I love her, and I know she's a big horror movie fan. I thought she might enjoy them, and she did. And of course, Jason's been a long-running franchise, crazy franchise, but iconic, really, in the horror genre. Jason is, and for that matter, it's really become a iconic in the horror movie genre, even though it ain't really a franchise. But last I heard, though, they were talking about doing another It movie, like maybe a prequel, because it's shown in the new movies that he has an extensive history down through the years in the town of Derry, and it would be kind of cool, I think, if they did a prequel to show some of the stuff that happened in the past. But these are both two iconic movie characters, and X Plus and Star Ace really did a good job, and I like how they branch out from Godzilla with this stuff. There's they could go a long way, have some long legs with these little figures if they did stuff like this, so I salute them for that. We will start with Jason. Of course, Jason came with the signature hockey mask. It does come off of his head and his face, and it's the iconic hockey mask he wears in the film. As far as this goes, he's really something else. He has a dark green jacket on. Well, it's a hoodie. When I looked at it, it looks like it's a hoodie on the back of his neck here. It looks like a hoodie, but it's a dark greenish colored jacket, and brown pants and brown shoes. In his left hand there is a machete, and that is molded into the hand. That is part of the vinyl figure molding. And his right hand, he's holding an axe, swinging it over his head, and that was not part of the mold. It was separate, and you had to put it in his hand, and it was really stiff to get in there, so I don't reckon I'll ever be taking that thing back out, but it's pretty cool. Like I said, his mask came off, and he is a very hideous-looking Jason. Very memorable from the early movies when he looked like this. Pretty hideous-looking, really deformed face, deformed everything. His right eye is whited over. His left eye is pretty glazed over, but you can't see the faint pupil. His nose is all deformed. Half of his hair on the right top side of his head is gone. His teeth are really pretty deformed, and it's pretty detailed though how they did it. Very nicely done sculpt, but he is a hideous looking creature, that's for sure. Also, I noticed Jason has a nice little pot belly on this figure. To me, it looks like anyway, but it's pretty cool, pretty nicely done. Very deformed looking, just like in the early movies, so very cool. Also, his hair is nice and matted down in the back, and it's actually bare. There's bare spots on the back of his head. You can see a skull through the hair, so they did a nice job sculpting this little figure, though. Very iconic figure from a very iconic movie franchise, Jason Voorhees. And the mask just pushes right down on him there, like that. And there he be. Nicely done little figure. Now, this is Pennywise. We'll go on to Pennywise. This is Pennywise from the recent remake of the It movie. It was done in 2 chapters, and this is, to me, this was one of the most hideous versions of Pennywise monstrosities in the film. The big, huge, wide open mouth. This is the standard. The Rick is the deadlights in his mouth would light up, and actually in this figure you can see them in there, but this is the standard, so it doesn't light up. But you can actually see the 3 deadlights down in that hole in his mouth on this figure, so that's pretty cool. As far as the figure goes, it's pretty nicely detailed. Of course, these deforeal figures are known for their big heads and they're stylized, but they still hold the accuracies of the character, so that's really neat. His suit is the new Pennywise suit from the new films. There's frills all over it. It's the light gray in color with the red trim and red and white trim, but there's frills everywhere on it, down here on the ankles, on the back of the pants, on the arms, on the neckline, all around the neckline. They're nice frills, just like in the new film. And he's got the big red furry dots on the middle of the shirt and then on the toes of the shoes. Big white gloves with a red fringe around them, just like Pennywise in the movie. And of course, we get to the most hideous part of this thing, which is the head. The hair is a really dark red, fire red color, and it's really puffed out big and wide on the head, which is just denoting the deforeal stylized big head form of the creature. If you look at his head from straight up, it looks pretty freaky. To me, it looks really freaky. And then, of course, you have the hideous mouth that would open up and reveal the deadlights and would make them float. Like Pennywise said, everyone floats down here. So, but the mouth is really wide open, and all the teeth are individually sculpted. Nice red gums all around, red mouth, and then the teeth are white color. But a very, very detailed sculpting of the mouth and the teeth on this figure, nicely done. But this, to me, was one of the most freakiest versions of the Pennywise character in the films. It was really freaky when he did that. So, but the very nicely done. Both of these figures are very, very nicely done. And if you're a fan of these genres, you wouldn't go wrong by picking these up. I got them both from Hobby Search. This is now sold out on Hobby Search, last I checked. But I think the Jason, the standard, there's still some of those available on Hobby Search, or there was. Alright, well, I'll do some couple size comparisons with some other deforeals, and let's do that right now. Alright everybody, I'm back. I've got my deforeal Godzilla Earth 2017-18. That's the standard. Rick was a light up, and he's a big fat, probably the fattest, thickest deforeal there's been so far. I'm still waiting on the 2019 Godzilla King of the Monsters deforeal. I've got that coming hopefully soon. Like to show some size here with these things, but they're about 4 to 6, closer to 6 inches tall than 4 inches tall, in my opinion. They're pretty cool. All right, let's do another quick size comparison, and we'll move on to that right away. All right, everybody, here's my deforeal Godzilla 1962. It is the Rick, which had a glow-in-the-dark dorsal plates. These things are so cool. They're awesome. They're cute, but they hold suit accuracies and character accuracies from the characters they are made from. So it's pretty cool. All right, I'll move on to some final thoughts, and let's do that right now. All right, everybody, I'm back. These are pretty cool little figures. As far as my final thoughts go, these were gifts from my girlfriend, and I thought I'd go ahead and do a video on them since they are a Star Ace X Plus product. If anyone's interested in getting them, I think there's some of these Pennywise on eBay, and I don't think they're terribly expensive last I checked. But a hobby search, I think it was sold out. But they are pretty cool figures from some iconic movies, so I would recommend them, especially if you're a fan of these films. All right, I will bring the camera closer for some close-up of these two. I want to thank everyone for viewing my channel, and if you like the video, like it. If you want to comment below. This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati, and y'all have a very blessed day.